small business has a story. We're sitting down today with a local business owner that helps make Central Virginia, Central Virginia. This is Tea Time with the Central Virginia Business Coalition. I'm Heather Alto, Executive Director.
And I'm Mike Norfield, owner of Visiting Angels of Lynchburg.
We're here today with Ashley Beesley with Sweet Indulgence Bakery. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Ashley, are you ready to spill the tea?
Absolutely.
All right. So what's the story behind Sweet Indulgence?
It's a loaded one, but in a nutshell, I am a domestic violence survivor. And when we started here, throughout that period of my time, the only piece of me that I did not allow to be taken was my love for baking and my passion. I grew up at my grandmother's table, learning to bake at that table. And that table actually sits in my bakery today. We still gather around it as a team. But I decided that I wanted Sweet Indulgence to be a place of safety for other people like me, women. So we employ women who are rebuilding from domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. That is our entire staff. A lot of them are single mothers. We even have a kids room so that they can bring their kids and they don't have to pay for childcare.
I like it. So what inspired you to take the leap and start this business?
It was kind of a God-given thing. So it started in my home because I was not allowed to work outside the house when I was in that relationship. And so it started there. And then when I left, it was literally the thing that kept my head above water. It just kind of, again, it was the only part of my identity that I knew to be true. And so that's where I started. So I just kind of walked from there. And then God has literally just opened the doors and led us on this path and made it very clear this is what we're supposed to do.
So was there a moment where you knew this is what you were meant to do?
Oh, yeah, 100%. It was, I think when I left, after I left, it took me about a year. I got a job at a catering company as a part-time cake filler. They had an overbooked weekend where I was kind of thrown in to do a Taj Mahal cake for this wedding cake, and I knocked out of the park, and I was immediately promoted to executive sous chef. So I went in 6 months from part-time cake filler to an executive sous chef, and the job prior that I had to that told me that I fired me and told me I didn't belong in the industry. So that was kind of like yep, I belong here and you were wrong, and I'm doing this.
I like it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about challenges. I know we all face them.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you faced in starting your business?
We've had a lot of them. Business-wise, it was really getting people to know we exist because we don't have a storefront because of who we employ. And we're working on a storefront, but that has its own problems because of who we employ. The other challenge, too, is just honestly my own ego. Once we started to get there and we started to get successful and started getting all these awards and I let that kind of get to my ego and I lost my focus. We actually almost closed this year. We were supposed to close November 30th and we're no longer closing. We're good. We even rebranded. So we have a new brand now that better correlates our mission and communicates our mission. But yeah, it was the biggest challenge is getting people to know that we exist.
Yeah.
And to honor and respect our boundaries. A lot of people, not a lot, some people do get upset that we don't allow them to just walk in. But we've decided that the people that get upset and don't understand or respect the boundaries are the people that we don't want to serve anyway.
Right. So what keeps you pushing forward, like through the challenges? What's keeping you going?
These girls, the people that we employ, I've realized how much it matters. At one point, I was trying to write an application to get one of the TV chefs to come in and see and help us figure things out. And one of the application questions, my staff actually had to answer. And what their opinion of was me. And so when I got to read what they wrote, it made me realize that all these things that I was questioning doesn't matter, mattered a whole lot. And then one of my staff, when she shared her story for the first time, had said that one of the biggest things that she loves is being able to come into work and know that if she asks for a day off to spend time with her daughter, she's not going to be told no. And so allowing them to prioritize their family.
Awesome.
So it matters.
Awesome. So Central Virginia is a great place to have a business, but what made you choose to open a business in Central Virginia?
I didn't really choose. I think God chose that. My husband got a job here with Liberty, and now he's actually deployed and currently stationed in Norfolk. But so I started in my home here, and we didn't know if it was going to take off here or not, and it did. And we've just followed that path that God has kind of laid in front of us. So I'm just following what he tells me to do. It's his business at the end of the day.
I gotcha. So how long have you been part of the CVABC?
5, almost 6 years. I think this February will be 6 years.
Okay. And how has the CVABC supported your journey?
Oh man, that's also a loaded question. You guys have been there for all the highs and lows, and not just you two in particular, but the CVABC as an organization. So many times the businesses have rallied around us when we were struggling to help us get sales and meet quotas that we needed. They've helped push our advertising and just in general, just shown up for our women and just really been there. Recently, I made a post about our kids' room needing to be improved because it was really sad, and now it's so full we don't have room for everything that was donated.
Wow.
It's like
That's awesome.
it within like 48 hours.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about what else we could do to expand the kids room for the kids. So
I like it.
What do you feel is so important about supporting local?
as a small local business, I feel the effects when we're not supported. Understanding that you might pay a little more, but as cliche as it is, those memes that you see, oh, well, that order paid for somebody's meal, it really does. Like when you support us, it helps me to provide things like the child room, because that costs money for me, not to them, but to me. And I will do it to help provide HSA accounts and to make a better quality life and pay them a living wage so that they're not just stuck at minimum wage like most bakeries do.
All right. So are you ready for the rapid fire round? The rapid fire questions? Okay.
The most divisive question we ever ask: sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Black coffee.
Black.
Well, no, I don't like the black coffee, but
See,
coffee
I like black coffee. I'll drink if tea's my only option. I'll do unsweet tea.
Okay.
I live in the South, but
I know they might kick us out because we're both imported. So,
I know.
what's your favorite local business other than your own?
Ooh, Bootleggers actually is one of my all-time favorites, and then I actually really like Mission House. I spend a lot of time at Mission House.
All right.
What's the best business advice that you've given or received?
Actually, that I've received came from you, Mike. That so that competition happened at the bottom, and cooperation and support happens at the top. So that was my best, and the one that I've given is just practice what you preach. It's important. Practice what you preach. I preach a lot that everybody from my janitor to the CEO are equally important. You can't operate one without the other. They're all human, and they all are valued.
So what is a myth kind of related to your industry that you want to kind of put out there and dispel?
I'll try to keep my soapbox small.
Okay.
Red velvet cake is not chocolate cake.
The cake is a lie.
Somebody says red velvet cake, my husband drops my hand and walks away because he knows I'm going on my
It's not
tangent.
allowed. It's not allowed in our house.
It's
right?
not a chocolate cake.
Right.
It is a buttermilk cake. And it actually it started back in the Victorian era, and it had a red hue because of the way the buttermilk interacted with the non-Dutch processed cocoa. And then in World War II, during food rations, they quit using cocoa and started using beet juice to get the actual food color. Yeah, to get the natural food color.
I hate red velvet even more.
I learned something new. It's actually my husband's favorite.
Red
cake.
velvet cake is a buttermilk-based cake, and its velvet texture comes from the cocoa powder that should only have 1 to 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder in your recipe. And that cocoa powder is simply there, one, for color and to help interact with the flour to create that velvet texture.
All right.
Look at that. That was
I've learned something today.
that was not an answer I was expecting. So.
What is one of the things you wish you had known before getting started in your business?
Just how important collaboration is. Understanding that I wasn't alone, because it's not just collaboration for transactions. It's more than that. There were, like I said, we had a lot of highs and lows this year, and there were times where businesses were literally crying with me or sitting next to me and praying with me. I've developed these relationships and these friends and these people that have walked through it, and then you've got business owners that understand and that have been there.
Yeah.
Right. What is the best way for people to connect with Sweet Indulgence Bakery?
Go to our website, because if you just walk in, we'll turn you away. Go to our website, or you can call us. But we're in lots of local cafes, and we are looking for more partnerships. So yes, these are our Pop-Tarts. These are some of our more popular items.
I taught her the
This
Pop-Tart
is how
plan
you
for
need
like a
to
year.
connect.
Yes.
You need to contact and get a Pop-Tart. Or what is it? Cinnamon bun?
Or cinnamon rolls.
kinds
This is
of-
our orange cardamom roll right now. It's what we have for the winter. But yeah, just go to the several different cafes that we're in. You can go to our website to see what cafes we're in. Mike, you do have to share
I'm
those.
going to get a strawberry one. So, well, that's awesome. And what's the best way for them to contact you?
It'll be our website, and then if you go to our website, you'll be able to hit that hit that order now button, and that's going to put you directly in contact with me. Or you can give us a call. It'll probably be me that answers, because my staff does not like to answer the phone.
Awesome.
One of them will run to the back when it rings.
These are fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you for.
This is really
Thank you
good.
for joining us on Tea Time today. We hope that you've learned more about this small local business, and we hope that you will tune in next week as we spill the tea with another local business in Central Virginia.
Supporting local is delicious.